Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 4, yeah, I got to do this right this time, of my visit to G-Dad's Collectables just north of Milton Keynes. Yeah, I'm not going to do that Hanslope thing. Anyway, what are the highlights of this video? Yeah, there are 2 items where there are similar items for them to be misidentified against. One of them is misidentified and the other one I don't think is even identified. So what I do, obviously, because I'm a nice guy, I show you the minutized differences between them so you know what you're looking at when you see them. And that can change. One of them it definitely changes because one of them's white fries and one of them's not, and that makes a big difference because white fries is obviously, I'm not sure if it counts as the most collectible glass in the UK. It's probably the most collectible UK made glass, I think so. But anyway, with that said, let's get on and have a look at some glass. This is the cafe area. There's nobody here because I've come very early. But what's funny is on the table here, you got some Costa Snowball Tealights. Is any of them labelled? No. So yeah, they made. I've read somewhere that they made 500,000 of these, but so a very popular piece of glass. Actually, the other Snowball here is actually labelled. There you go. Costa Snowball Tealight. Looking at the Costa 1974 catalogue, downloaded from the Glass Technica website, and yeah, so what we've got here, so we know it's around, you know, if I go back to my catalogue, let's just show you as a jump. I've got 1966 and I've got 1974, so that's the earliest I have. Hang on, where am I going now? Going here. So anyway, we know it's Costa Snowball is the right Snowball lantern, and it's designed by Anne Worf. Now I have read somewhere, is there a patent number? Oh, there's even a patent number, so it's 67351-1, and it says Snowball there. Anyway, and it's 45 krona, which is about, in current day prices, that's about £4.50, I think. So anyway, because it's about 10 roughly Swedish krona to the pound, roughly. Always used traditionally, that's what it is anyway. I'm not sure where it is now, but anyway, that's by the by. I did go and have a look at prices. What are they going for now? And yeah, the prices are not all over the place. Generally, they're kind of like averaging about £10. Sometimes there are bargain ones. This is including postage, like this one here. This is under £10 because it's only £4.20. That's like £8, £8.10p, including postage. These are the sold prices. Someone here was selling 19, and they got about, including postage, just over £10 each. So yeah, that seems to be the going price, like £10, £12. But this one was just on the table being used. Now what I've heard is that Costa made, these were so popular, Costa made 500,000 of them. So yeah, you do see them around, and which is why they probably just ended up as table ornaments in the cafe in G-Dad's. Got a pair of bowls here. These are by Sauby. I can't remember if Sauby's does uranium glass or not. Yeah, I think this pattern's called 2631. It's very close to a Stozzle pattern that's similar. And I think it's from the 1930s. Well, if I'm actually, my brain's telling me
first catalogue is 1940, so it probably is from the 1930s, but the first catalogue it appears in is 1940. We can have a look at that.
Here we're looking at the Sai catalogue for 1940, downloaded from the Victorian Glass.com website. And yeah, so this is the bowl that we were looking at. It's the 2631 boat flanged, it says, also with acid finish. That means it's going to be frosted. In fact, I think it's frosted in like partitions. I think sometimes you get clear frosted. Anyway, and it comes in amber, blue, green and rosin, and we were looking at the green one. So I've talked about this before, and I thought I'd show you something else that I have now that I hadn't thought of showing you before. So this is the Sai catalogue for 1940. I now have catalogue for Stossel, who also does a very similar range with this kind of partition where you've got like a narrow partition that sticks up and a wider one, and the Sai one has this little chevron here. It has a big seam here, but the Stossel one has a flange, and I can show you that now. So this is the Stossel catalogue. I've got it off the what was the book? Sklo Union, Art Before Industry, 20th Century Czech Press Glass. And yeah, so this is their equivalent of the same. So it's even got 4 little feet off the bottom. Got the partitions, wide, narrow, with the narrow one sticking up. We've got a whole range, just like Sai does. In fact, Sai, they even have a little bowl like this with a little square foot coming off it like that. Exactly the same. Difference is you've got these flanges, as you can see here, here, and on the other side there. And I think they also frost this in partitions as well. Just to show you this, look, what I will do, you see this one here, the little bowl with the thing. I don't have the full service for that, but if I scroll down, scroll, not that one, look, the same similar shaped bowl with the square foot. Who's copying who is the question I ask.
Got here, he says, a pair of Tavern Glasses for £20. I think they might be early Victorian. Can you see the way the stem sits on top of the foot like a little ball? They've got panel cut stems as well, which is not really normal in the later period ones. Normally the foot and everything all seems to be one piece. So yeah, we'll have a look at those and see if we can confirm that. I'm pretty certain though. This book is Victorian Pattern Glass and China book, and it's basically a catalogue from a company called Silber and Fleming, and I think it's from the mid 1870s. There's nothing in here is dated, but there was a date on something in it, which leads me to believe that date. Anyway, this goblet here, this is the one we were looking at, I think. So this, and it has this, as I was saying, where the bottom of the stem sits on top of the foot. You've got another one here, slightly fatter though. Don't think it's like this. And what's it described as? Goblet cut stem lady, about 6 to quart. Don't know what that means, but anyway, so here we are. I do know that this type of stem started about, that I can find, about 1850. So, and this is, I think, about the latest version of it I've seen, or so I think they were using this type of thing, at least as a fashionable item up until this period. So yeah, that helps kind of date it. So you're supposed to look up. I didn't in here, and I just did just now. Yeah, so that's uncommon. It's Empoli, but it's not a common piece and it's actually got the name on it. Opaline Florence Empoli Glass Vase. I've seen these on 20th Century Glass, so we can check it out. Maybe we can get some prices. They've got £22 on it, and we'll see if that's a good price or not.
We are looking at the 20th Century Glass website. This is the section for it. Let me go to Vetri Barbieri. I think that's correct. Anyway, that's my shot at it. Anyway, it's Empoli Glass. So, and yeah, you can see these look the same. And if I scroll down, so this is the same colorway that we were looking at and the same pattern. But if we scroll down, this is the mold that they were blowing into here. There are others here as well. That one. So you can see the J. I think that's it. Yes. So yeah, there's those three. So we've got like several colours that they do it in, and probably every other colourway that is here, they probably do it. Use that same mold on that. What I don't see, so I've like dipped into. Let's go to this one. There's no year. So it just confirms what I've just told you. So that's not what I would like. So, but anyway, it's probably something like 60s or 70s or something like that, I suspect. Anyway, also trying to figure out how much it's worth. So it came here. So yeah, this is eBay for Victoria Barbieri, and seems to be kind of mid-10s prices, and there was one. If I go to sold, there's only one that's sold, and it's sold for £35. It's a different mould, slightly different colourway. Don't know how much of a change that would be on the one we were looking at. But anyway, so it's still similar prices. That it seems to all fit into that £30 to £60 mark.
So they've got this down as a Whitefriars bark dish, but I think this is made by Davidson, and but they've only got £10 on it. So yeah, so I think that's still relatively cheap. I will try and find it in the catalogues. I think it's called Luna. I'm not certain. I might be wrong on that. I think that might be the vases actually. But anyway, Davidson did bark little ashtrays like this, and we can find it.
Looking at the 20th Century Glass website, and yeah, so this is one of those ashtrays. Now there is a blue one on this site, but this one is better for me to show you what I wanted to show you, to say, so you can see that it is a Davidson's ashtray and not a Whitefriars ashtray. So if we look at this one here, and then so here, as you can see, it's got the same polished top, and then if you look at it, this picture here, this is the one. It's got this kind of texture on it. So yeah, this is the texture, but the texture has got its own texture with little lines on it. Yeah, like, can you see them? And that's actually, you could probably rub your finger on it and feel those little grooves in the surface. So you've got the overall wavy surface, and then you've got these little grooves in that wavy surface. So if I jump forward, I think also I'll show you this. Hang on, no, where am I? Look, and this is the similar one that appears in the Whitefriars catalogue. So this is whitefriarsglassworks.com. This is 1969, and this is the one. But you can see one. This is cased. Okay, so I'm not sure all of them are cased, and also some of them have notches cut in the top. But anyway, if we then go here and look at this one, So this is still back with 20th century glass. And if you look at this surface here, it's a very different surface. So yeah, it has the barky surface, but it's all very smooth. Yeah, can you see what I mean? It's slick. Also, let's see if there's I'm not sure if there's another picture. This one here. Can you see here? So yeah, they've polished the top of, but they've kind of rubbed the edges off on the outside, so it's got like a slightly rounded edge on the outside, which the one we were looking at is like just completely cut straight off. So and that's how you can see the difference. They just have a different feel to them. I said I'm not sure all of them. There's another one on this website, so if I go here, and this is a bit of a tricky one, I think it's here. Come on, am I the right? Yes, this purple one, which at first glance doesn't look like it's cased, but when you get into it and you then look at it from that angle, you can see, yeah, it's clear glass underneath. So yeah, and it has the same slick surface. So there you have it. That's how you can tell the difference between the Davidson ones, which is the one we were looking at, and the Whitefriars one. Now, I only have Davidson catalogues up to 1966, and it isn't in there, but we do know this was started at least 1969, so I suspect the Davidson one's probably a little bit later. Maybe it might be from the end of the 60s, but it's probably early 70s. Just my thoughts. Anyway, so there you go.
Got an interesting piece here. It's a yard of ale. Let me show you. So you've got this bulby end, and then go along. I'm not sure how much they hold. I've not seen one with this little fleur-de-lis around the top before. I know Whitefriars did them, but I don't know if they were like this. We'll see. Or we'll just have a look at yards of ale in general and see if we can find anything more about this specific one. It does hold a measure. I think it might be 2 pints. I'm not certain, but it's got a line on it like a measure, so yeah, it does hold a specific amount, and we'll work that out.
I haven't been able to find that specific yard of ale with the little fleur-de-lis in transfer printed around the top. So I've come into eBay to look at prices, and yeah, £10, but that's plastic, so we can discount that. Now there's some others here. So there's a Whitefriars one. I'm not going to start diving in to figure out how they know, but anyway, that's sold for £50. In fact, actually £62 if you include postage. There's another one down here that was on. It's a red one, and it's saying it's a Whitefriars one. Does it look the same shape? Yeah, it kind of does. And it's a red one. They've obviously taken a best offer. It was on at £68. I doubt they'd have gone lower than 50. And £10 postage. So you're still talking £60. What else is on there? I don't think there's much else. That's fairly anonymous. That's not even a yard though. Whereas the one we were looking at was actually genuine. And I did actually look up how much they're supposed to hold. Here's some real ones, and they're sort of like around the £50 mark. Yeah, so anyway, they're supposed to hold 2.5 pints. So, and the idea is that you tip it up and basically drink it all in one tip. Yeah, that is the plan. That you just drink it in one continuous movement. Yeah, good luck with that. Some people can do it. I'm pretty certain I can't, and I don't think I'd want that much beer hitting my stomach in one go anyway. So anyway, there you go. So that's what it is.
So this decanter here, it's a decent. I have had to pick it up. It's a decent quality one. You you know it's not Crosgo, like I was showing earlier, because it doesn't wobble at all. Has got this lip, which made me think Waterford, but I've had a good look. I can't see a mark on it, but we'll see. I might not succeed at all, but we'll have a good look and see if we can figure out who it's by. I believe this is Davidson. Let's have a see if I can get the label out. No, it doesn't say. £8. It's a big bowl. I think it's pre-war. Then we've got some more Davidson down here. We've got this green bowl, cloud vase, or cloud bowl I should say. It says Victorian, no, this is pre-war. This is Davidson as well. £10 is still a very good price. Be nice if it had a frog. Then we've also got some more Davidson cloud glass. It says £10 Victorian. No, it's not. This is amethyst, and there's two of them. Is that one the same? No, that's a different pattern. So let's put this down carefully. So we've got. Actually, this is not. It looks like Davidson from above, but in actual fact, this is. Not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Oh, it is pressed glass. It is. It looked like it had a polished pontal. I think the base is polished. So I think that's another piece of pre-war Davidson. Yeah. So we will try, I'll put everything back the way it was. We'll try and find out what each of these patterns are.
We're looking at 20th century glass. Now, this is the bowl we're looking at, but the one this is the first bowl. So I'm going to go through these bowls in order. This is the first one. I did try to find it in the catalogues that I've got. I've got 1931 and 1940, and it says 30s, and I couldn't find it in either of those. So, and I even looked forward into the 50s as well. Couldn't find it. So, yeah, so that makes me think maybe it was just around in the middle of the 30s and they didn't make it after that. I might be wrong. But anyway, this is the cloud version, which means it's got this swirly pattern in it. And the one we were looking at is just a straightforward amber one. And this is frosted, and the one we were looking at is not frosted. It's the same. The size looks right, 9 inches diameter. So, yeah, I think this is what we were looking at. It's a S696F. These two letters might relate to colours and things, so it might not be exactly that. Anyway, so that's the first bowl. This is the Davidson's 1940 catalogue downloaded from 20thcenturyglass.com. And this is the bowl that we're looking at. The green one, you can see here it's this shape with the slight ribs on it. And if I go to 20th century glass, there it is. Yeah, that's the width, 9.5 inches. And you can see it's got this slight ribbing, like the one we're looking at, but this is a blue one, where we're looking at the green one there. So yeah, I have no idea what these are worth. It's a 732F. There you go, that's the pattern number. Yeah, it's quite a handsome bowl. Handy as well, nice, decent size. Anyway, so let's move on to the next one. Sticking with the same page from the Davidson 1940 catalogue, downloaded from 20thcenturyglass.com. Yeah, this is the bowl we're looking at. This is 9 inches across, which looks to be about the same size, with this ribbing underneath and a little small fold over lip. Yeah, it just says up here, 2 pieces, so it should have a frog, or they've called it bowl and block, in assorted colours. So the one we were looking at was the amethyst cloud one. So if I go to 20th century glass, there we go, here it is. You see it's got this foot as well, and yeah, these ribs, and this is the block that goes with it, all frog. So that's for putting your your plants in. You'd have little short stem flowers and stuff put in there. And that's what that looks like. Oh, we're showing you damage on it, that's why. I think that's the least of your worries with this. Anyway, so that's what it is. It's a 1910 pattern. Cloud, what's it? Purple he's calling it. So anyway, so there you go. That is that bowl. Let's move on to the last bowl now. So still sticking with the Davidson's 1940 catalogue downloaded from the 20th Century Glass website with the same page still even. And this is the bowl here, 9.5 inches diameter. It's pattern number 34, which implies that it's an older pattern, and it's the fact that it's a lot plainer than the others might mean that it is an older pattern. There's actually a 34 SLF and 34D. I suspect these are the same mould, but this one has been pressed up and this one has been pressed down, so to just create two bowls from the same, two shapes from the same mould. So they do that while the glass is still hot and still pliable, straight out of the mould. Bend it a little bit and hey presto, you got two different shapes out of the same mold. So I think that's what we're looking at there. It's this one here, and yeah, so if we go to 20th Century Glass, here it is, and I think this is the color we were looking at. I think the one we were looking at had a bit more purple in it, but this one's called Green and Purple, or he's actually got an official name here, Topaz Briar. Yeah, never seen that before. And it's the 34 SD. So there you go. I think this is quite a smart little bowl. It's got no frog. The one in the catalogue did have a frog, so that his is missing as well. I think if you look in the catalogue, let me go back to the catalogue. If I go here, what you'll see is that you could buy all the frogs. There we go, separately. Yeah, so they've got come in different sizes and different colors, and you buy them separately, and there's different kinds of frog as well depending on what kind of bowl you're looking at. So I just thought I'd show you that. So maybe a lot of these bowls didn't have a frog to start with, because there always seems to be more bowls than there are frogs, and you'd think that the bowls are more delicate. But anyway, that's my thoughts. So there you go.
Got a pressed glass cornucopia here. So it marks £6. Might be American. We'll try and find that as well. £6 seems like a decent price. So yeah, we'll try and find that too.
So the cornucopia, the milk glass cornucopia, was made by Janette Glass. So it's American, and according to this, they started doing milk glass in the 1950s, and they shut shop in 1983. So it's probably somewhere in that period there. How do I know? Look, if I to eBay, look, here's one. Yeah, if I go back, let me go back a page. Look, see, that one's Janette. That one they don't know, but that's not them. That one's Janette. That one's Janette, that's the same. And that one, all the ones that are the same as what we were looking at are all Janette. There's a few others, Fenton and Co, all that kind of thing. But yeah, all the ones that look like this, everybody seems to know that they're Janette. I've heard the name before, never really looked them up. Yeah, so apparently they were a big company, but yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say.
I've come upstairs and I thought I'd just show you what it's like. It's just more. Look at this. So there's a lot of stuff in here. So there you have it. Now, there's definitely going to be a part 5. I'm not sure if there's going to be a part 6. I'm not sure how the timeline for the one that I've just made is going to pan out because I haven't glued it together yet. How long the other bits I've got to make. So there will definitely be part 5. There might be a small part 6. We'll see how it goes. With that said, yeah, what do I have to say? Yes, all the contact details for GDAD's Collectables will be in the description below. All the references I used will be in the description below. And what else? Yes, please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. Comment if you want as well. And yeah, and also if you've got anything that you would like me to cover, I can have a go. No guarantees. No guarantees at all, but yeah, give me ideas. I'm always up for that. And I think with that said, thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.